G'day folks, welcome to Big V TV, coming to you from a very, very beautiful Chelsea beach of all places. Talking state champ men and women. Kel's here somewhere.
Yeah, mate.
What are you doing?
So this is
Going for a swim.
It's nice at the moment.
It's very nice down here.
Yep.
It's God's country, there's no doubt about that.
There's a few gulls about.
We're on the Serenity Tour, as we always do this time of the year.
It's always good. Well, this is a lot nicer than some of the places we were.
Well, I was just wondering if we could spend the next 8 weeks at Chelsea Beach.
It's pretty good.
We could probably come down here every week. State champ men and women, round 1 done and dusted. What did we learn?
Champ women.
Yep.
Round 1. Well,
what did you learn?
Look, yeah, I don't know how much you take from round 1. It's only one game. You know, bits and pieces happen, but you know, I think it's good to have Froggy and Milner back in the league's probably my first thing.
Froggy was very good on Sunday.
She was, yeah.
Very, very good.
She got a few steals, didn't she?
25 points, no rebounds.
Whatever.
25 points, that's all right.
Yeah.
Let the kids get in there and get the boards.
It's all right.
Just do the business down the other end. I like it.
Very good this year.
Superstar, no doubt about it. Let's start with state champ women, shall we? Sherbrooke 46, lost to Hume City 59. The Broncos were up 36-22 at the half. Viv Sard, very good, 13 points, 15 rebounds. Tara McPherson, 14.7 rebounds. What we did say about Hibbert and Milner coming in is they're going to help the others to lift, and we're seeing that already.
Yeah, well, Viv Sard, I think, with the the tutelage of someone like Katrina Hibbert there.
Can you just say that again?
Tutelage.
Tutelage, I like that. That's good.
Tutelage.
Yeah, nice. Go.
She's in for a big year. If 13 points and 15 boards is anything to go by, and she's a solid post player, and she's only going to get better with them around.
Sarah Miller, 11 points in that game for the Suns, so the Broncos get their first win there. McKinnon 77 defeated Waverley 68. Waverley led 57-51 going into the last. McKinnon came home 26-11 down the stretch, 9 of 10 from the foul line. Yeah, look,
Waverley probably thought they were in pretty good, had a pretty good shot at it, but Bridget Ardossi is obviously going to be the heart and soul of their team this season. They were playing a zone with her in the middle. She got fouled, got a foul and a subsequent technical following that, and that was 5 fouls for her. Hit the road Jack, I believe is the music played. Hit the road bridge.
Yep.
And look, that probably hurt him. Obviously, 5 minutes to go.
What do you mean probably?
Okay, it cost them the game.
Best player in the team.
It cost them the game. And McKinnon stormed home. You know, they smelt blood in the water, and those veterans are pretty savvy, and they went and got him. Done. And I think Waverley got a bit jittery.
Don't know that standing out here on Chelsea Beach you should use the term smelt blood in the water. But anyway.
I think it's suitable.
No.
Actually.
Ardossi 18 points in that game. Claire Lambie 17 points for Waverley also. Check out our VYC show this week. Claire Lambie features in that one too.
Yep.
Dropped down and played a very, very good game. Julie Brookhouse 17 points. Tess Fury 15 points for McKinnon. Great start for the Cougs.
Yeah, I think that's, look, it took them a while to get into gear, but once they did, they showed us what they're going to be doing once again this year.
I like Waverley.
Yeah.
I just think Waverley are going to surprise a few people this
Well, they've got
season.
Georgia Sturton and Taylor Dickinson to come back.
Yep.
And that's only going to help.
Yeah, no doubt if they had had Ardossi in that last, whatever you said, 4 or 5 minutes.
Curtains.
May have been a different story. But anyway, McKinnon get the points first up. Diamond Valley 47 went down to Eltham 56. Chloe Little 11 and 10, the only Eagle in double digits. Diamond Valley very, very young. Of course, Jade Tyrrell and Tara Phoeben have gone out. They haven't gone out and found ready-made senior players. They're bringing kids up. Young girl by the name of Krupi is one to watch as well. Very, very young, had a good game. Rebecca Guglielmino, Googs, 17 points. Hayley Munro, we did say last week, just be prepared for a big signing at Eltham.
Yep.
Munro was announced a couple of days before round 1, 10 and 15 in this game. Eltham get the first one.
Yeah, not bad for a first outing. I think Munro's pretty much straight out of a WNBL championship with Bendigo.
Yep.
Look, Diamond Valley, look, I think they were struggling for players with only, a couple of weeks to go during the season. So a lot of these girls that would have been playing full-time youth are now forced to play at the championship level.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's fine.
It's going to be a tougher season, but I think we'll see the benefits in a couple of years' time.
You will. If they get the experience now, they're only going to be better for it.
Yep. They've got some great young players down at Diamond Valley. Good to see them going with the youth there. Ringwood 68 went down to Melbourne 70 in double OT. Now, this was a cliffhanger. Let's not forget Melbourne played a triple OT game last season against Sherbrooke. It was a
Did they win that one too, didn't they?
I think they did get across the line.
I love the close ones.
There's about 7 700 points scored in that game. 68-70 in this one. Now, the double overtime period is where the story is here.
Yep.
I know that there was some threes hit to get it into overtime and then into a second overtime. What happened there?
Well, look, I think regulation, I think it might have been their import, Ringwood's import.
JD Rooney.
JD, you don't call her Jade?
No, JD
Rooney.
Yep.
Hit another three on her way to a 30 points. It was one of her 6 trades for the night.
Yep.
And I think Sarah Youssef might have hit one to send it into double OT.
Who was playing defence on these girls?
Alice Hammond.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, or lack thereof.
You've just thrown her straight under a bus, haven't you?
And look, you know, they almost had another chance to win it, but Melbourne were able to hang on.
You're a mean man. I'll tell you what, the double overtime period was unbelievable. Ringwood, 0 of 12 from the field. Didn't score a point.
Well, Melbourne didn't make a field goal either.
They had 0 of 2 from the field, but 2 of 6 from the foul line.
It's pretty ordinary.
No one could score. Melbourne get it. JD Rooney, 30.6 triples, as you said. Great start for her career here in Australia. Amber Hegg, the other import at Ringwood. Yep. 15 points, 16 rebounds.
Get used to them too, doing a lot of the heavy lifting this year.
2 Americans doing very well. Megan McIntyre, 15 and 10. Jess Thompson in her first game for the Tigers, 15 and 7. Nicole Zammit, 14 and 9. Melbourne get it, and they play each other this week again. We'll come to that in a moment.
Yep.
Sunday game, Hume City 93, defeated Bulleen 78. Bulleen won the rebound count, 48-25.
Wow.
Didn't win the game though.
Usually, if you win the rebounding by that much, you win the basketball
You
game.
would think so.
Unless you turn the ball over a lot.
Didn't happen. Katrina Hibbert, 25 points, 6 steals, 5 triples.
6 steals, not bad
6
for,
steals.
Look, you know, she's probably not as mobile as
What are you trying to say?
She's not as mobile as she used to be, let's face it. But if you can get 6 steals by playing the passing lanes, that screams court savvy and yeah.
I think she'd still beat you
defensive
and me.
presence.
She'd beat you and me. 2-on-1. She'd beat us. She'd beat us.
I really hope you don't draw me into your like. It's not really a comparison. She'd beat me.
That's right. She would. You're right. Lauren Pearce.
That's notable.
Lauren Pearce, 15 points for Bulleen. Hume City get that one. So the ladder. Nice little plane going over the top there.
Nice.
The ladder at the moment. Of course, only round 1. So we can't read too much into it.
2-0 though, Hume City.
Hume City up on top. Eltham, McKinnon, Melbourne, Ringwood, Waverley, Diamond Valley, Bulleen, Sherbrooke. That's the way it looks at the moment. Here we go, round 2 coming up. State champ women this Saturday night. Hume City, Eltham.
Oh, I'm thinking Hume City at home.
I'm thinking Hume as well. Melbourne, Ringwood, the return bout 7 days later.
Look, I think Melbourne will be better off. I think they'll guard JD Rooney. They probably didn't know a whole lot about her. They'll get a hand up, I think, this time, and I think Melbourne will win.
Melbourne will win that one for me as well. Sunday, 3 games, Eltham, Melbourne.
I think
tough weekend for Eltham.
It is, but at least both teams have a game the night before, so I'll give it to Melbourne.
Waverley, Diamond Valley. I'm going Waverley here.
Oh yeah?
Diamond Valley young.
Yeah, me too.
They're going to really struggle to hold Ardossi though.
Ardossi's going to have a lot.
Bulleen, Sherbrooke to close it out.
Oh.
This could be a close game.
Look, I'll go Bulleen.
Okay, fair enough. I'll stick with you with the Boomers as well. Let's have a look at state champ men, round 1. Now the big news here, Hume City, Sherbrooke. Yeah, Hume City 86, Sherbrooke 69. Couple of massive stories out of this game. First of all, before the game, literally days before the game, Eric Miraflores pulled the pin on Hume City, said I'm going back to Craigieburn.
Yep.
We'll talk about him in the D1 show because he had a very good weekend. Hume City soldiered on though, 86-69, got the win. Jermaine Maybank is a massive injury blowout of this game though.
Yeah, look, I think he went for a dunk. I don't know what happened, but he cut his hand on the ring. He split it right open and he's done some pretty serious damage. It's not just a nick, it's by the sounds of things, it's requiring...
Has he had surgery?
Yeah, it's required surgery and he's going to be out 4 weeks. They said 4 weeks straight away. So, you know, I wish him the best. He gets back sooner rather than later.
I'll tell you what, if
and
it's
hopefully
anything
he dunks just as much as he...
Well, if it's anything to do with split webbing,
it
could be longer than 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a serious injury.
Yeah, it's pretty ordinary. It's a bad one.
They finished with a 33-14 last quarter. The Suns actually led by 2 points at the last change.
Yeah, look, I think the classy Hume City will get it done down the stretch. They got some big time players that make big time plays.
Well, speaking of bigs,
Yep.
Jamal Brown, 26 and 13. ABK, your boy, Alex Bogut King, 21 and 10.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Did very well.
Yep.
Brian Moore, 17 and 11 for Sherbrooke. Hume City, I like them, but they're definitely going to miss Jermaine over at least the next month.
Well, the problem is, after losing Eric Miraflores and Jermaine Maybank, depth is a real issue.
Big time.
You know, they've probably only got 7 guys now, you know, that are going to play, you know, meaningful minutes.
Yep.
So if, you know, you're 7 players and you get a bit tired down the stretch and, you know, the weight is on these guys to perform, you know, we'll see how they go the next weeks and judge it then.
The big result for mine, and there's 2 stories out of this, not surprisingly. Diamond Valley, 139.
It's a lot of points.
Well, you heard me right, 139.
And we do play 40-minute quarters these days.
139 defeated Eltham 69. That's a 70-point margin.
Yep.
that is, I didn't expect that.
That speaks for itself, really. But mind you, we have to put this on it, the disclaimer on it, that Eltham were without Johnny Lister and their new import. I'm not sure who it is.
No disrespect to Johnny Lister and their new import.
But they're not 70
points.
Maybe they're 40.
Well, I probably would have expected a 25-30 point margin. That is a smashing.
It is. They are pretty well, did whatever they wanted to do offensively. They shot the ball really well. Looks like they shared the ball really well and had some big contributors. You know, Matt Fennell, 23 and 10. Yep. Adam Moore, 17 and 17. Brett Fennell, and Matt Fennell's younger brother, breakout game for him, 26 points on 6 threes. Sammy Gazzo had 20 points and 7 dimes. And even Matt Reynolds on debut at Champ, 15 and 10 dimes. Now, they were all Diamond Valley players.
Yep. Yep.
All of them, and they all had massive numbers.
The only player for Eltham that stood up, Scotty Cuff, 31 points, 8 rebounds, did have 11 turnovers.
Oh, he almost had triple-double.
He did. Eltham with 33 turnovers for the game. You said the Eagles, 31 assists. The Eagles went 30, 33, 40 and 36. They shot at 59% from the field.
Yep.
So here's the question. Do we take more away from this about Diamond Valley? We know they're going to run. We know they're going to be up-tempo. We know that they're going to be slick with ball movement, all that sort of stuff. They're up and going. They're firing nice and early. Do we take more about Diamond Valley?
Yeah.
Or do we read more into it about Eltham? They are going to have a really tough season.
Column A, column B. I think Eltham are a shell of themselves of what the personnel they had on the floor last year. A rebuilding year for them. As for Diamond Valley, well, look, I think they're going to put a lot of points on the board very quickly this season. They've got a lot of contributors. They can fill it up. They share the ball. I really like them.
Well, let's remind people too with Eltham, Tregar, Liam Norton, Carl Beston,
yep.
Matt Fennell, Mwimba Maluma.
Yep.
Am I missing anyone?
No.
Is there any others?
Probably. That's the core of them.
They've lost some players, haven't they? Diamond Valley get it first up by 70. Ringwood 90 defeated Melbourne 75. Sam Bell, he returned MVP form. Absolute belter. 37 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 6 triples.
Yeah, what a wow. Like, I don't think he had that all last year. He was in a bit of a year-long slump last season and still put up reasonable numbers, but this is what happens when he's on.
It's a reminder, isn't it?
It is.
It's a definite reminder that this guy can play basketball. Yep. Sean Clark, 16 and 7. Johnny Closter, 19 points for Melbourne. Jack Purchase with 13 points. Melbourne have gone young. Ringwood get the win. I don't know how much we can read into it overall, though. We're going to see Ringwood up against some other opposition, yeah?
It is what it is.
Waverley 92, Cryo Bay 83. This was a big result in a Sunday game. Lots been said and spoken about.
About what?
Cryo Bay? I'm just thinking they're the same thing, said and spoken about.
Yes, they are.
Cryo Bay in the off-season.
Creates more emphasis if you say it twice in a different way.
Alright, fair enough. The sun's getting to me. A lot was spoken about with Cryo Bay during the pre-season.
And said
as well. Waverley have come out and just gone slappity slap, slap, slap.
Yeah, I was at this one,
yep.
And geez, the Falcons look really good.
Up-tempo?
Yeah.
We did say it was going to go that way this season.
Yeah, they were, but the difference is they're locked in on the defensive end. Cryo Bay didn't get a whole lot of easy buckets. Reardon had a rough night from the field. 2
of 14, I think.
He did. Marley Hicks looked good inside. He had 19 and 9, and Eric Williams is Eric Williams. He had 26 and 12, the reigning MVP. Just rolled along still. Yeah, look, Brett Kelleher, 22 points, and Ivan Platnick, 21 and 11. All the stars came out to play for Waverley. They're going to be tough, and they're going to be better than last year.
Waverley went at 51% from the field, Cryo Bay at 37% for the field. That says a little bit about Waverley's defence.
But they moved the ball too, Waverley well.
Waverley 21 assists in this game. They get the win, and I think the Falcons, they have a habit of doing this. I think they just reminded everybody, hey, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to that? Or just a yep?
No, I've already put in my 2 cents. You can actually make some comments rather than just asking questions.
Bulleen 66 defeated Werribee 58. Werribee led 43-41 at three-quarter time.
This looked like a scrap.
It did look a bit scrappy, but Werribee will surprise people. If you don't treat them with respect, they're going to cut you down.
Yep.
All right, they're going to get some surprising wins this season. They nearly did it first weekend. Let's not forget Bulleen were missing a couple. No Adrian Sturt, no Mike Rose, but 25-13 foul count Bulleen's way. I'm not suggesting anything there, but it was nearly 2-1.
Yep.
Boomers only 14 of 28 from the foul line. They've got to do a bit better than that.
And I think they will as the season goes on. You get a sort of a rhythm going as the season goes on. But in the other sense of rhythm for Bulleen, it's a brand new team.
Yep.
They've got guys that haven't played with each other before, and then you've got 2 new guys to come in. You won't see the best of Bulleen until the second half of the season, I think.
Only played 7 players, by the way, the Boomers. Corey Stando for 22 points, Trevor Latham 14 and 11. Josh Oswald, 12 points, the only Devil in double digits. So let's have a look at the ladder after round 1. Diamond Valley up on top, as you would expect, having won by 70 points. Yep. So you know who's going to be on the bottom.
It's not a bad little percentage here, Eltham.
Then comes Hume City, Ringwood, Bulleen, Waverley with the big result for me over Corio Bay. The Falcons are up and about. Werribee, Melbourne, Sherbrooke and Eltham rounds out the ladder so far. Can't read too much into that just yet. Round 2, 5 Saturday games. Here we go, Hume City, Eltham.
I'm gonna go.
You thinking about this? Seriously?
Well, they've got a couple of players at Hume City, but I think Hume City will win.
Have Eltham got a couple of players coming in yet?
Oh.
You mentioned a couple.
Well, then probably, I don't know if they'll be right to go. We'll find out. I don't know.
Corio Bay, Ringwood. Good game, Corio Bay. Tough start to the season.
Yeah, I think
Ringwood reigning champs.
Yeah, I think Corio Bay will get it.
I think Corio Bay might get it at home as well. Bulleen, Sherbrooke.
Bulleen.
Melbourne, Diamond Valley.
Diamond Valley.
I think Diamond Valley for me as well. They're going to surprise a few people, DB.
Yep.
Werribee, Waverley.
And Waverley.
Yeah, Waverley for me as well.
But
so
there it is. Eltham have a chance to get up. You know, Ringwood have a chance to get up, or Corio Bay, over Corio Bay. I think there's a chance. But then you've got, you know, Bulleen. You could have 3 teams that didn't win last week and have wins. That makes for a very even competition after 2 rounds.
Both teams were winners in round 1. But if you were the coach of one of these 2 teams, who would you feel better with? Waverley having beaten Corio Bay, or Diamond Valley having smashed Eltham? 2 new coaches in those 2 teams. Would you be better? Would you be feeling better this week sitting in the armchair down at Diamond Valley or at Waverley?
Waverley, because you know you beat an undermanned Eltham with not a whole lot. It doesn't prove a whole lot as much as Waverley does beating a stacked Corio Bay side.
That was a pretty good question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Right, go for a swim down at Chelsea Beach this week for Big V TV. Got no idea where we're going to turn up next week. The Serenity Tour is up and about. We'll see you next time on Big V TV.